Watch this.
I ain't gang, never die. I want to grow my own shit.
Is that DC farmer, that DC farmer, that DC farmer.
DC Farmer Show.
Is that DC farmer, that DC farmer, that DC farmer. Shay! Used to get my piece from AZ. Mary Jane is the case that they gave me. Trips from the West Coast stop real fast. DC farmer show the masses how to grow grass. No till the method, be attentive, slow learner. The raw sheets turn that gas to a slow burner. Big worm got the strains in variety. Jeff Sessions trying to fuck up the society. Cannabis community, rise up, eyes up. Fight for your right to light or eyes shut. Loud from the motherland. I'm getting high in stadium. Super gas, no clone, it grown with vibranium. Trichome chasers, council of the grower. Self-sufficiency, that's how we need our smokers. Alien dream turn Girl Scouts into soldiers. Smoking doja.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the DC Farmer Show. Got my man Stoner all so well with me here today.
We could be friends this week. What's up, man? What up, boy?
Yeah, it's all over with now.
We good.
Sorry for being tardy. Getting used to the new time. This is gonna be the new time from now on, 9 to 10. Every Monday, of course. Since you started talking about it, man, go ahead and get it off your chest.
We had fun this weekend, man. We had cannabis flag football. Cannabis sees the homeless flag football game, man. My body is sore for real. My body hurt talking shit. We had fun, man. Raised some money for
Cannabis sees the homeless.
No, the trap trailers, what they want.
Yeah. Mini homes.
Mini homes, yeah. We got a couple of those built. Got to check and see how much we raised from that. You know what I'm saying? That was dope. Something fun to do this weekend. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? You was up there, man. You up there chilling, playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what else you do other than that this weekend?
Nah, man, I'm of course always working on my greenhouse, but that was the highlight of the weekend for me. Because I was happy to be able to meet some of the people in the cannabis community that I haven't met so far.
Very true.
So it was great for networking, but more so it was great, like you said, it was for a good cause for the homeless. We actually got some money donated, you know what I'm saying? People actually donated. That was a good thing. And it's, like we said, building small homes for the homeless people, man. So with all the negative stigma going on right now behind the cannabis scene in D.C. with the pop-ups and the vendors. And
ain't nobody going to say nothing about that but us, boy.
But, we need more. We need more of these type of events. You know, like...
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
Events to show cannabis in a positive light. You know what I'm saying? Like... The same way you promote your venues, your vending events and all that, it's the same way we should be promoting this community and helping out anytime it's for any good cause. Yeah, whether it's veteran and homeless, Parkinson's disease, or whatever cause may be, cannabis should always be behind that, man, because that's what we always...
Non-vending events.
Non-vending events. And if it does happen to be for vending events, whether it's, merchandise or whatever, but we need to get... we need to get in the cannabis community needs to get seen more in a positive light. Not just a money hungry, grubbing, everybody, let's get it all for all, But it was Good Gas Good Gas put it together.
Good Gas hosted, yeah.
Good Gas hosted it. That was a beautiful, beautiful event. DC Strogger, Strange Chases DC. Cool dude, man. I actually got to meet him.
Super cool, yo.
He actually held up to his part of the deal. They went on and cleaned his face up real good.
Can't wait to see that. That's gonna be somewhere.
Nah, man, but it was for a good cause, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry the way they lost. It happened the way it did, but the L is an L. Hey. And he held up to it, so he did. He took, he stepped up to the challenge. But that was the highlight of the weekend.
That was the highlight of the whole weekend, man.
Beating this damn heat.
Woo.
This heat has been super hot
hot. We got 10
out
days
here.
worth of 90-degree weather. Like, who wants some of this shit? Like, I can have this shit. For real. Okay, so check this out, right? You're a grower, right? Mm-hmm. You have your greenhouse. Mm-hmm. How does this 10 days of 90 degrees? It's not good for you?
It's a constant battle. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you fight it?
The best way you can, man. Me being in the greenhouse, I try to take advantage of, what any little kind of thing you can take advantage of. The fans, the AC, maybe if you got to throw a shade cloth down
on top of like
yeah. But it's no joke, man. It's no joke. These last few days, man, it's been coming on super strong with this heat. And anybody that lives in DC knows that humidity comes right behind it, so it's just like you getting stomped on twice. So, with that being said, let's run down the week today before we get to our guest today. So as you always know, no, hold up. Before I do that, man, shout out to Troll Masters, man. Since we talking about how we deal with the environment and all that, they're also a good help. Was to control the environment in your room, and they let you know the alarm goes off. They send you to an app on your phone and let you know if it's too hot in your room, or if your humidity is too high, or if your PPM is too high. So it sets a message to your phone. Hurry up, get to your grow room and take care of it. So
technology,
that helps too. Yeah, technology. Dang. I forgot to mention technology. So check out Troll Masters, that aggro on IG. Cool folks, reasonably priced. And it definitely take care of your growing needs in your room, basement, or closet, wherever you may be growing out of.
Very, very true.
And with that being said, we're going to run down the week in which we're going to start off with Tuesday, right? Which is Tasty Tuesdays from 12 to 10 at Listen Vision, right?
Yep.
Now we got a new show, I think it's also on Tuesday, which is Infused and Confused. It's a kind of cooking show, live, with Princess P every Tuesdays at 5 p.m. And it's free food for all the studio audience members. So everybody that shows up, you get to taste what she cooking.
I know where I'll be at Tuesday.
Yeah. And then freestyle, we'll just go ahead and jump all the way through to Freestyle Fridays, 12 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
At Listen Vision. They're going to put me on one day, goddammit. Also, what else say? Freestyle Fridays. And along with that same day on Friday is...
Stoner for the People?
Stoner for the People.
Stoner for the People.
Go ahead.
Oh, that cool show right there, right?
Won't you tell them about it?
Me right there, right? So look, this is what we do, right? You come in, you go ahead, we have Freestyle Friday, get whatever you're going to get while you shopping for the vendors, right? Then sit down, chill out, let's watch some YouTube videos and watch some very smart people make very dumb decisions. Fuck with me, man. Fridays, 8 to 9, Stoner for the People. Farmer, back to you, my guy.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody in chat, man. I forgot to send y'all a shout out today. Thanks for coming through like y'all do every week. Tuning into my show. And also on, I believe this is Saturday. This is the day Elevated Roots Academy will be having the first day of class on Saturday from 11 to 4 p.m. It's a private resident in the Northeast. Go to Elevated Academy on social media to register for classes and get the rest of the information you need from them. But check it out, man. It's a dope idea. Okay. They got a dope ass setup, and they're gonna break it down all the way from the business aspect, the growing aspect, the processing aspect. Whatever you want to know about cannabis, man, this academy is gonna let you know what's up. So make sure you register to them, man. And they got a. I just found out, man. They got a dope dude teaching something down there. I'm gonna come check him out. It's Underground Organics. So he's definitely gonna be dropping some jewels this Saturday. So make sure if you don't know, you know now. Come through, and learn something.
Okay. How you find out about something like that?
How you find out about what?
Like how to register? Like
you gotta go to they go to they IG, and you find out everything you need from there, which is, I believe, is Elevated Roots Academy on IG.
True shit.
So, y'all go check them out, man. Again, Elevated Roots Academy. And register, man. Register, have fun, get to meet people, network, and learn about this plant. And again, at all these events, if you see a Cannabis DC table, mention my show, the DC Farmer Show, and you will get a free gift.
Okay.
You will get blessed. And with that being said, we're gonna today we're gonna talk about two different topics today. Today we're gonna talk about Princess P harvest of autos, because she likes to grow with autos, and she wants to talk about her harvest and experience with growing with auto.
Okay.
And then we're gonna dive into the world of art. Beautiful art. Yes, yes, indeed.
I want to paint. Let's paint.
I am her art on IG. I am her heart. So make sure y'all stay tuned. And we're going to go ahead and welcome my first guest today, which is at Princess P, Apothecary on IG.
Hey. All hail the princess.
My own shit.
Is that DC Farmer, that DC Farmer. farmer, that DC farmer. DC farmer, is that DC farmer, that DC farmer, that DC farmer. Check. Used to get my piece from AZ. Mary Jane is the case that they give me. Trips from the West Coast stop real fast. DC farmer show the masses.
All right, y'all, we ain't gone nowhere. I'm gonna go ahead and like to welcome. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Princess P from Cannabis DC.
Yep. From Cannabis DC. Princess P Apothecary, also on IG.
Yep.
And, let's get right into it, man. What we talking about today?
So I just had my second ever solo harvest.
Okay.
Ever. I've helped Big Worm with, I think it's 26 now, but I'm not 100% on that. But I think it's 26 that I've helped him with. So this is the second time I've ever harvested a plant that was entirely grown by me. So
how did you get started?
So I got started growing with him. Before I met Big Worm, I killed everything, including cactus, including English ivy. Like, if there was something that people said couldn't die, I would find a way to kill it. So, and then I met Big Worm, and he was finishing up his agriculture degree then and getting started with his farm down in Virginia. And so I used to help him with that. And then we got involved in the DC scene, and then, you know, when you're growing cannabis, even if you maybe didn't have the dedication to water and do things before to keep your plants alive, when it's weed, you have a tendency to do it.
Okay. True. I mean, definitely true. Now, out of the different types of cannabis to grow, which is being sativas, indicas, and you deal in the arts of ruderalysis, I believe.
Yeah. So I wanted to do my own grow. Like, that was just something that I had decided, that I had put my, because people would always tell me that, that I didn't really know anything, that I was just helping him. And so I was like, well, fuck you, and I'm going to do it myself and show you that I know what I'm doing. So we didn't have enough space for me to have my own whole separate grow area, because we already have a flower room and, a veg area, and, you've seen our grow. So there just wasn't, we're very limited on space and plant count because of, Initiative 71, which we're super grateful to have, but it is limiting. Mm-hmm. So the only way that we were going to be able to really make it work was in a tent, and I couldn't really afford a super fantastic tent that I could guarantee there wouldn't be light leaks for. So to me, it just made more sense to do autos, because I wouldn't have to worry about light leaks. I wouldn't have to worry about any issues with switching the light cycle. They could just stay on the same light cycle as the rest of the plants in the bedroom in their own tent, and they'd be fine. So I had convinced myself that autos would be the easiest thing for a new grower.
So is it?
But you're not a new grower, though. With you helping Worm, right? You're learning as you go along.
Right.
So, and you're also growing, quote unquote, yourself, because you're helping. So you're growing it yourself. So you're not a new grower.
Right. Well, this was going to be the first time that it wasn't going to be me texting him every single question that I had. Okay, I see this. Do you think I should do this? And then he would just pretty much tell me what to do in the grow. So it's not that I didn't know what to do, but honestly, most of my knowledge was just doing what he told me to do for the grow. I understood the basic concepts of growing, but any kind of real detail, I still couldn't tell you everything that's in his soil mix without looking, without looking it up to read from.
That's what was gonna lead to my next question is knowing the way that he grows,
right?
And then I is auto completely different.
So that's one. I think I finally figured it out for sure. This round, but last round they're definitely different. So in no-till you want to go the bigger the better for container size. It is not that way with autos, and I learned that the hard way with my very first plant. Actually, with the whole first attempt at growing was kind of a nightmare. I killed off 5 or 6 seedlings before I ever even got one that would actually grow. So by the time that I actually got one growing, I had it in a 7-gallon, and anybody who's grown autos will tell you exactly why having an auto in a 7-gallon was a bad idea.
Why though? Because to me, as a person who never dealt with autos, right?
Right. I
figure you got 30 days to grow the best plant you can grow. Why not put it in the biggest pot you can put it in?
So the problem is that with autos, they start to flower as soon as the taproot gets to the bottom of the pot. Okay. So the larger the pot is, the larger the plant's going to grow. So
it sounds good though, right?
It sounds good, but not when you're dealing with a tent and huge amounts of stretching. So actually I have a photo from my first grow. I have 2 of them, but one of them is with a picture with me. That's after I harvested. But it was so big. Her name was Esther, by the way. Esther was so big that she grew out of the tent, and I had to move her into the middle of our basement floor. And he had to move the light for me. We didn't even have a full light. All we had that we could actually move and attach to the ceiling was a Mother's Little Helper by Spectrum King, which is for like vegging moms. It's not meant for like flowering at all. And so we had to like hang that above. And so then it got even larger and was just really lanky. It was terrible. So that was my very first one that actually kept. But she was like 7 feet tall, but with like teeny tiny buds on it. So when it harvested, the buds themselves looked great, right? But it was basically that size buds all over like 6 or 7 feet of plant.
Oh, okay.
So like I think the overall yield for the entire first harvest was like an ounce. So
on a 7-foot plant.
Right, on a huge plant.
So don't do that. Gotcha.
So yeah, don't use large pots. So even though in no-till you would want to use like a 20-gallon pot or a 15, you don't want to do that with autos. And you might think like, oh, a 7-gallon, that's pretty small. Don't. This time I went with 3 gallons and had much better success with the size limitations and making sure that they wouldn't get overcrowded in the tent.
No, my fault. Go ahead. I mean, because it's a question I got for both of y'all for real. But go ahead.
But what I was going to ask was skipping the pot size and keeping it at a reasonable size. Would no-till work with auto?
So technically I grew no-till with the autos, like technically.
Okay.
But, you know, some people would say that like the size of it matters. And I mean, I grew that style. I used big worm soil in a sit bed. This time was water only with the exception of 1 tea done 2 weeks into veg, and then yesterday I fed the 3 that are left in there. But otherwise, it's been all water. And I did plant cover crops. They didn't grow in on all of them, so I had to replant. But I will say that like we think that like maybe the no-till soil like as is like isn't great for autos, but so we might be like he's gonna probably like tweak around the recipe for me. And I think he said something about making an auto flower mix like that was better suited because they're very, very sensitive.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So all this auto talk, where do you find autos in DC?
Yeah, so DC Seed Exchange. Like I cannot like give them enough shouts like that they are like I believe that they're the only like actual in DC like seed company or seed bank, but they're wonderful. They'll totally take care of you. You can go to their website. I ordered Mephisto through them, and that's all that I've run this round is Mephisto Genetics. And every event that we've been to, like when we were out at the cup the Dude Grow Show Cup in Colorado, 2 different people there said that they typically are very anti-auto flower, but then they saw Mephisto's genetics and that if they were going to go auto flower, that's the way to go. So big shout out to them for just having good genetics. And yeah.
You had a question?
You actually asked the question for real.
Oh, did I?
There's no-till work for autos, like
Right.
because you no-till grow.
And I guess he's working actually on a soil mix for that. But like you said, so
I think he's gonna try to work on a soil mix for autos. But as far as just like the basic theory of no-till, like yes, because that's what I did. And I do believe that the harvest time for the one that I just harvested, which I have pictures of if you want to play those. It was a beautiful, beautiful plant. Like, I'm so excited about it. It actually started to get, like, purple hues, like, right towards the flower. And just really thick, dense buds. It smells really good. I'm, like, really excited about it. Let's see. So it was grown entirely in no-till soil, and the only thing it had added to it was the tea. So, yeah. But it finished up. It finished up a week earlier than it was supposed to. And it was definitely like all cloudy trikes. And yeah, it finished up a whole week before.
What if you would have left it for that week? What if you would have left it for that week?
Well, I had thought about doing that, but I had already like waited a week longer than I wanted to. Like I checked it a week ago and was like, it kind of looks like it's mostly ready, but maybe I'll just let it stay for another week. So I did. But then when I looked at it, I guess yesterday, it was like all cloudy and definitely like ready to go.
It was right. Okay.
So yeah.
So I guess you definitely like autos, and it's something that you plan on working with.
I think it's something I'm going to keep doing. I just popped 4 new red poison seeds that somebody gifted to me. I'm just going to grow those out until I get some more Mephistos. And yeah, I like it, but I definitely think that the one thing that's harder is that if something goes wrong, you are kind of like screwed. Like I have a magnesium deficiency on one of them, or at least that's what it appears to be. And at this point, everything that I've read about autos basically says that if something happens in flower, there's nothing you can do about it. You can feed them, but at that point, like,
you just gotta let it ride.
You just gotta let it ride. Yeah. So that's the, like, I don't know if my opinion on whether or not it's good for new growers has changed. Like, it's good for me and what in my situation and what I need. But for somebody who like wants to have a plant that they can like make mistakes on, I don't know if it's the way to go.
Okay.
Because there's definitely no learning curve as far as like if you kill one, it's done. Like,
I mean, because auto is what basically set it and forget it. Like, not forget it, water it and feed it and shit, but
assuming that its conditions are right though. So if there's anything lacking in that soil when it starts to like, you know, go to flower, there's nothing you can do about it.
And that's where the sensitive part comes
right.
in, right?
I mean, like so many of the first round that I ever did sprouted in the little rooters, right? And then I'd plant them in the soil and they would shrivel and die because like they just couldn't handle like that much life at like seedling form. They're just not as forgiving. But I think that if somebody's in the same situation that I'm in, it's a good way to go.
That's cool, man. So you got any upcoming projects?
Elevated Roots Academy, which you already gave a shout out to. First day of class is this Saturday. I'm the dean of the consumption program, so that's all I'm doing is helping people with like learning how to use the weed that they have. So medical use, therapeutic use, all of that kind of stuff.
Definitely. That's kind of, man. How can the people reach you?
At Cannabis DC on Instagram or at Princess P Apothecary on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook at Princess P.
Cool. Thanks for coming through today and telling people about autos, because so many different ways to grow, man, and that's just another one. Yeah,
and I just don't know if it's the bad way that people think that it is. It's just different.
Right. It's something to do, right?
I mean, you saw it before it was harvested.
Yeah.
It was a pretty plant, wasn't it?
I was actually pleasantly surprised. The
he
smells
took care
coming
of
off of it
when
was
we
like,
were out of town. And yeah.
Because, you know, I'm not a fan of autos, but I kind of saw that. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. He has a video. There you go.
Huh?
Would you?
Would I what?
Autos? Would you go A auto,
I
just
mean,
one, just to see what happens?
Look at that. Look how pretty it is.
But I kind of like just regular C's, man.
I mean, all I've gone is regulars too. Like autos, I mean, I feel like if you want to have weed real quick, go ahead. Throw a couple autos down.
64 days from sprout was that one right there. Mm-hmm. So that's really convenient.
I just think it's one of those plants that if you're just interested in growing to see how it goes too. You know, grow it beside the next plant or whatever, but try it out. You know, you might like it like you did. You liked it, you know what I'm saying? So
he stuck an auto in the bed. Did you see it?
No.
He sure did. There is a random auto at the end of our bed that we didn't have room for in my tent that got stuck in the bed. So there's now an auto in our flower room on a 12-12 cycle. We have no idea what it's going to do, but it's there.
I think he actually asked a question about that too. He said, why do y'all think they're not getting huge in the bed but did in the 7-gallon? And I guess you talked on that about the taproot and actually not touching.
So that's what I was wondering, because technically the bed is huge, right? Like, but the actual like depth of the bed is only like this far. So I have no idea if this is true or not, because I know less than he knows, obviously. But my thought was, okay, maybe the root got to the bottom and then it was done, so it didn't matter how large the actual bed was. And then I thought maybe it was that it was on the 12-12 cycle, that maybe that triggered it to start flowering.
Well, I don't know much about autos, but if I was to guess, and just like almost any plant that you put in a pot with what pot size would be, I look at it like, think of a fish tank, right? Because I grow a lot of fishes or whatever, or I take care of a lot of fishes. I say grow. But if you have a 20-gallon fish tank, and then you have that same fish from the same mother born at the same time, and you have that fish in a 300-gallon fish tank, the one in the 300-gallon fish tank is going to get bigger faster. Yeah. But it has so much room, you know, to survive in there that it's like, it's not rushing, I guess. You know, it's not rushing to get to the end.
True. Yeah, I see
you know what I'm saying? So I guess, like I said, I don't know much about autos, but I'm figuring since they're in a smaller pot, they're trying to hurry up and finish.
So they won't kill themselves by growing so fast.
Or they just might not have a lot, just used up the amendments that's in the soil, or if you're feeding them synthetically, you control how you get to the end. But that's just my opinion on it. Anybody knows about auto, let me know. I have no clue about autos, man.
I'll try autos.
I'm a Reggie guy. I just like to keep the Reggie seeds, man. I grew I did grew feminized seeds.
Okay.
I cut that shit out because they charge so much for those seeds. And then when you grow those seeds, you gotta hope and pray that you don't get a fucking Hermie. Or that this just, you know what I'm saying? That all of a sudden you got seeds in your fucking garden. I just got tired of dealing with that, man. I decided I actually like strain hunting and growing regular seeds, man. Looking for that one pheno. I'm gonna find it one day.
You're gonna find it.
What is it that you're looking for?
Perfection.
Nah, to be honest, man, I'm looking for something that's gonna put you on your ass, man. Oh my God. I'm looking for something where you can't finish that whole J yourself. Like, you got to look at it and be like, man, hold, let me put this down for a second. That's what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, some fire.
That's how I felt about that 9-pound. That was like a one hitter for me. I don't know how y'all smoke like entire blunts of stuff and like still walk. I don't understand it all. Have fun.
Champions out here.
I think I might be burnt. But yeah, thanks again for coming on tonight, man. We getting ready to bring our next guest on through, so we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back with y'all. Hey, play that.
Heavenly OG, Girl Scout cookies, Indian Dream, Kim Dog, OG Kush, White Widow, Granddaddy Purple, Green Crack, Bubba Kush, AK-47, Trainwreck, Blue Cheese, Lemon Haze, Strawberry Cove, Super Silver Haze, Blackberry Kush, Master Kush, Skywalker OG, God's Gift, LA Confidential. Buckle your seatbelt, sit back, and enjoy the ride. All I wanna do is smoke my gas. You hating ass niggas never last. Why y'all busy dwelling on the past? I'm smoking on that pressure, counting cash. All I wanna do is smoke my gas. You hating ass niggas never last. Why y'all busy dwelling on the past? I'm smoking on that pressure, counting cash.
Regular day, this ain't no regular J. This that super unleaded, watch me set it ablaze. I don't even blame you niggas, y'all just set in y'all ways. Don't get jammed up and wake up with a tech in your face. This a marathon, Slim, don't get left in the race. Trump bitch ass, wanna see the death of my race. I'm a OG, that G.O. Sour smelling like B.O. Matrix loud, no Neo. Like the pop with my amigo. You can't blaze without puff, nigga. You used to that huff, nigga. Lemon haze had them stuck, nigga. Baby lungs can't fuck with ya. I'm in the building like fuck the system. I'm puffing ism, I'm a fucking menace. Cause I slumped the witness. When I smoke, don't get you high, so nigga mind your fucking business. Slow down. My bad, in high school, I was in high class. Graduated with a 3.5. Now the teachers buy my gas. Ride past, 12, middle finger erect, fuck 'em. DC Farmer got a new strain, so we gon' puff it.
All I wanna do is smoke my gas. You hating ass niggas never last. Why y'all busy dwelling on the past? I'm smoking on that pressure, counting cash. All I wanna do is smoke my gas. You hating ass niggas never last. Why y'all busy dwelling on the past? I'm smoking on that pressure, counting cash.
Y'all niggas keep smoking that huff. Man, we smoking that kush, nigga. The hangover kush.
Straight from Niger.
All y'all niggas with the same old gas.
All right, y'all, we back with another special guest with us tonight to talk about the culture in DC, the art culture in DC tonight. So our special guest with us tonight is on IG, I Am Her Art. So
Yes.
Go ahead and please introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Paris. I'm also known as Her Art, and I specialize in portraits for celebrities, murals, paint, trap and paint. I host puffin paints. I do it all. Anything you can paint on, I'm painting on it.
You a G, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some work. All right, check me out, right? Like, a couple questions for you. You know,
Okay.
IG, you know what I'm saying? You're a painter. You paint yourself?
Yes.
What do you like to paint?
I like to paint everything.
Everything. How did you hook up with celebrities? You know what I'm saying? You just throw that out there.
Well, I have an awesome publicist by the name of Ty. Shout out to Ty Briggs. And, you know, she definitely puts me in touch with who I need to get in touch with.
True shit. No,
So how long have you been doing? How did you start, and how long have you been doing it now? Now, what I mean, how did you start? Cause me, like back in when I was younger and all that, I kind of got a little drawing hand. So, like I started like in class when I wouldn't pay attention to the teacher, so I like be doodling.
Yeah.
And through time, I kind of found out that my doodling kind of looks cool. It actually looks like something. So that's when I found out that I could kind of draw. Like, how did that happen for you?
Well, it started off when I was young. I used to watch my mom do makeup. And so I just started drawing on paper. And once I started drawing, I wanted to show her what I was doing and just impress her. But then she got an eye illness where she went blind.
Oh, man,
so
that's
for
sad
a
to hear.
time, art wasn't fun. Drawing wasn't fun to me
Right.
because she couldn't see it.
Right.
You know, so as time progressed, she became a match on the donors list for a cornea transplant. So upon her receiving her cornea transplant, she was able to see again, and she bought me an art kit, and I picked it back up like I never left.
Man, that's a happy ending right
cool.
there.
Yeah.
You know, like, cause you went
Well, that's a
straight
whole-
down and you just
Yeah.
picked it right back up for us.
That's
So
a
that's
movie, boy.
yeah, that was pretty.
That's a straight
Yeah, that's
movie.
pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool that even worked out that way for your mother. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what got you picking your passion back up, huh?
Yes,
And
definitely.
make you
She's my
take it more
motivation.
serious.
Yes.
So I mean, from art to I guess painting as well. How did you get into doing body paint?
Well, to me, it's another canvas to draw on. You know, I started doing the paint nights and hosting paint nights, and I seen everybody was doing it, so it's like, okay, what else can I paint on that nobody is really doing right now? You know, I wanted to try to push the envelope and just try something different. So I just tried to find people that were just willing to let me paint on them, and I went for it.
That's what I wanted to know, like how, because we talked about it off camera for a second, but how easy or how hard it is to find voluntary people for you to let them paint them.
There are actually a lot of people out there that are really free with their bodies, and they're just open to doing it. They are just comfortable and just they're into nudity, and they allow me to do it. I have volunteers most of the time.
I want to do it. All right, so look though, right? You was talking about your puffin paints and
Yes.
trapping paints. Talk to me about those. What are those?
Okay, so I do host puffin paints quite often. It's very therapeutic.
Okay.
You know, the cannabis aspect with it, the drawing, the actual painting, it's just releasing, you know, whatever you're dealing with at the time, it's just a temporary release, and it just gives you just a different outlook on art. Once you're complete with it, and it's like, oh, I just created something so dope, you know, and I wasn't even thinking about the bullshit I was thinking about before I started painting. It just takes your mind away, you know, it's just a great escape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds cool. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
painting, right? Painting can mean all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
Like, do you consider painting to be a form of activism?
It definitely can be.
It can be. Okay.
It's definitely a form of freedom of speech. You
True.
know?
Very
so
true.
I definitely use my art to speak for me. I'm quite I do social events, but I'm an introverted person. So I like to tell my story of whatever I'm going through my art.
Okay. That's dope. That's very fly.
Thank you.
So like with your art and your puff and paint, how has the cannabis community received it? You know, like, is it something that people really come out to and enjoy themselves? You know, like, everybody's cool and like it ain't. In other words, what I'm saying, y'all don't really have no problems in there, because this is what I want to emphasize about the cannabis community as well, man. Because it ain't like y'all got a bunch of perverts in there grabbing people up and shit. Like, it ain't no strip club joint, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's how respectable are the scenes? You know, like how cool the chilling and just the vibe from the people in the room.
Very chill, very laid back, just very mature, no drama. You know, it's just a great vibe for everyone. Every time, I've never had any problems.
Yeah, man, that's cool. But
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to emphasize, because I don't want people to actually hear this and be like, yeah, I'm about to go to the strip club. It's not a strip club environment. Ain't no dollars being passed
No.
around. Only J's and body work. And what I like about it sometimes I like to look at the art, and I like to see how they actually follow the sculpture of the body that they might have been working with. In other words, how the art follows the body and the flow, like not trying to force something in the wrong area. In other words, how everything flows and works together, man. So I like to see the creativity. Now, when you do these puff and paints events, is it just you, or do you have other artists helping you paint people? Like, are you straight up?
It's just me.
And you doing this for how many hours?
Well, usually
because I know you get tired sometimes,
how many
right?
people would you paint a day for this? Like,
right?
Well, it could take up to 2 hours to paint someone full body.
Wow. So you're not really doing, let's say, a lot of full bodies at these events. You're doing more like sleeves or arms and legs and stuff like that. Yeah,
just hitting the essential spots. You know, depending on the time that we're working with, I may do a full piece.
That sounds cool, man. So it's starting to sound more like a what would you call it? A masquerade event, but with paint.
Paint, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Instead of the little mask, next level.
Absolutely.
That's cool. So, like, do you grow?
No.
No, you don't grow? Oh, man.
No, I don't grow. But I'm a full supporter of the cannabis community.
Yeah, good job. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. We take them all how they come. Indeed.
Yes.
So, as far as the puff and paints, do you have any other events and stuff like that you actually put together?
Absolutely. I'm the official artist of Trap and Paint. We travel all over the East Coast, D.C., Maryland, Baltimore, Miami, Atlanta. We just did one with Atlanta. The Shade Room brought us out. We have 700 people out there. We're venturing West Coast. We have some West Coast days coming up, Las Vegas, Oakland, all that good stuff. So you make sure you check us out for tickets, www.chopandpaint.com.
Definitely, son, I'm getting painted.
Now, I looked on your IG page, right? Now, Trap and Paint.
Yes.
I looked on your IG page, and it looked like you was teaching a class how to paint, or was it more so that you had already stencils lined up and they were just there painting?
Yes. So Trap and Paint is more of a relaxed paint session. So I actually stencil each canvas.
Okay,
so when people come in, they're basically just focusing on turning up and coloring on this major canvas. So I actually hand draw everything.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because I looked at your IG page, and I like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just something to do then outside the box. And then bringing something back, like, from your child. To me, it's like bringing something back from your childhood, man. Because I used to draw, man. I used to draw a little bit, man, just to take, like you said, me, it was because in class, because the teacher was getting on my nerves or something, so to take my mind off of that. You know what I'm saying? I get the,
see,
and I lose track.
I can't draw for shit.
Man, I just picked it up. I don't know. Like, for me, it was just like a.
I'm there. Like,
right.
Yeah. See.
That's how you get it done. Come to one of the paint parties, and then you might pick up some sort of inspiration, man.
Trying to be a ghetto Picasso. What's up?
But do you have any events coming up?
Absolutely. This weekend, Friday the 6th, I have Trap and Paint in Baltimore. On the 7th in Baltimore, I have Body Paint with Project Pat. Next week, on the 14th, I have Body Paint with Project Pat in Virginia Beach. And make sure you follow me on IG for my other upcoming events as well.
I would say, man, make sure you follow her, period. Support this sister. What she's doing is beautiful, positive. And obviously, you're in the Baltimore market. Like, Baltimore and art, you can't, like, that just go hands in hand, man. That's like one big art district right there. Then you said you've been to Atlanta and you work with all these awesome people. So just keep doing your thing, man. You definitely doing it right.
Thank you.
All my followers out there, follow her. Her shit is awesome. Her page is awesome. She done told you who the people she done work with, so you know she ain't no joke. And if you want an event, can people hire you to do an event for them?
I'm an artist for hire. Just make sure you reach out to me and we can work something out. The price is right.
You heard it, man. So you like to throw these vending events or cannabis events or these parties or these clubs, and you want to be different. Check my girl out right here, man. Definitely check my girl out. Reach out to her, man. It'll be fun.
Also, that way you can.
Yes.
You guys could take a look at Trap and Paint. If you've never heard of Trap and Paint before, take a look.
Show us the clip.
Yo,
now ho, man.
She said it's a relaxed event. You come and you just do art and you smoke. Cause they having whole club parties in that gym. Go ahead.
Strap and pin. I got something for everybody.
This is what we call relaxed events, y'all.
Yo.
This is what, hey, they was turned up in that. I thought we was at the club for it. Go ahead and play it again, Jay.
Run that back.
Check it out, y'all.
Hey, man, they was turned up for real, man. D.L. Hughley.
George Lopez
said. Eddie Griffin.
My art is also on shoes. I do murals as well. I do clay.
Okay, that's not hash.
That's fire. You did that?
Yes.
Hey, yo, I need an ashtray, yo.
Absolutely. I paint custom trays, jars. Just a few of the things I paint on. Yeah.
Definitely see it. Stoner saw the skull and he loved it.
Yo,
He trying to get him something done already.
That's an ashtray. Like,
hey, man, that's pretty cool, man. This is really something different to have on my show. I thank you so much for coming on, man. If I could ever make one of your events, I'm going to definitely try to make them now because them things is turned up. I don't know what you was talking about, cool, calm, and relaxing.
Out here in DC
that was turned up, man. So you just go ahead and let the people know how they can reach you. What other social platforms you may be on or whatever.
Of course, IG at I Am Her Art. The same for Snapchat, Facebook, Her Art LLC. And IamHerArt@gmail.com if you want to book a party with me or you're interested in doing a commission piece as far as a portrait or what have you. I'm here. Reach out.
And thanks again for coming on tonight. And
thank you.
Thank y'all out there for tuning in to another episode of the DC Farmer Show. And I'll catch y'all next week at our new time from 9 to 10, y'all. Yeah. And I'll be on time next time, so please forgive me for that tonight. Catch y'all next week. Hey, man, thanks for coming on.
Yo.